crap, I hate that. I'm gonna try to stay on the left side. We'll give her throttle. I'm way on the front, pulling up on the handlebars. She's hopping. The front end definitely lifted. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. The front wheels definitely came off. Okay, this is the first time up the figure 8 steep hill on the Can Am, and no doubt I'm nervous about it. This is a tough hill, and it's not nearly as steep as what it shows on the camera. I think the machine has more than enough power. It's just that wheel lift I'm concerned about, and I'm going to stay really high up front end. And the first hill, she's fine. I did steady throttle up the hill and she did fine. Now this is the next one coming up, is a really steep hill, and I'm gonna try to stay on the left side. We'll give her throttle. I'm way on the front, pulling up on the handlebars. She's hopping. The front end definitely lifted. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. The front wheels definitely came off the ground. Doesn't go up as well as the Polaris. Keeping the front wheels planted, she goes up. Man, my mouth is dry, to say the least, but she went up the hill. So, gotta make sure Dave is behind. Uh-oh, I don't see Dave. So, I'm gonna videotape the second time taking the Can Am 1000R XTP up the Black Diamond Trail. We'll take it for the second time. Very steep hill. I have the front camera running. I lost my camera when I had it mounted on the back. We're gonna go through this first section of the trail. This is much steeper than it looks on my cameras. The first time I went through, the front end definitely lifted, which was very nerve-wracking. And here's the steep hill. So we'll get back to that in about 5 minutes or less. So my front camera's mounted and we're going up a shale hill. Dave, you can see Dave's tires churning on the hill. He's spinning. We're ripping up stones. So you can see that on Dave's machine. I'll try to catch up to him. So you can see his tires spinning and digging in. That hill is extremely steep, but it's also the ruthless rock. So now we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down a steep descent, and it gets much steeper than this. So we're doing a big sloppy figure 8. And this is the first descent. I'm gonna slow up for this puddle so I don't get water on my camera. See Dave's tires spin. I'll try to keep up with him. We're going up a steep uphill. Look at his tires, look at his tires, look at his tires. Look at his tires spinning. Look at his tires spinning. Okay, that was extreme. Steep. Dave weighs 115 pounds. His machine is a little over 600 pounds. You could see his tires spinning. Next up is the steep hill. And the issue is I got to keep my front end down, and I cannot stand up. Don't ask me why. I can't stand up going up the hill, so I got to try to keep my butt forward on the seat and control the throttle. I have it in normal mode. Chad and Brian, Dirt Obsession. I could not go up this hill in performance mode. It is too sensitive. Too sensitive. So we're gonna go up one section that's a steep hill, but not hugely steep. Hopefully Dave will slow up so I can get him on video. Okay, I gotta get really forward on this section and control my throttle. I'll keep my momentum going. This is not so bad. My wheels are spinning. Dave's out of camera shot. This is a tough one. The next one coming up, hopefully he'll slow up. I lifted the front end, now I'm really forward on my seat. Go, go! Oh no! Oh man, I hate that! Holy crap, I hate that! I'm gonna run this section of the video a couple times so I can talk you through it. And you can see we're starting at a very steep section of the hill, the approach to the steepest section of the hill. And you can see that the sidewalls of this trail are really tall. And when you're watching these videos, if you're trying to judge how steep a hill is, look at the sidewalls to the trail. And the taller they are, the steeper the hill is, whether it's going downhill or uphill. And that's because the machines have dug away the hill to this point to the shale rock. The machines have dug away the topsoil and clay off the hill. You can see them on your left. Topsoil is dark black, clay is brown. They've dug it out from the hill right down to rock. So when people comment and say these hills don't look very steep, that's the fisheye on the GoPro camera that kind of flattens out the hill, and any YouTuber will tell you that's what happens. So I'm slowing down. I don't have quite the momentum that I want to have going up this hill. Not that I'm carrying 10 miles an hour momentum up this hill, but 5-6 miles an hour is a lot going up this hill, and that's really where probably I want to be. So I'm kind of almost starting at a dead stop on the hill. And with me on my machine, I'm over 1,100 pounds total weight. And just as I talked to you before, you can see that because I'm going slower up the hill, my machine is being forced to the right, to the inside of the hill. And if I do a little counter steering to go left, but it wants to pull you against the right side of the hill, and that's not a good spot to be. Now, to the left side of the hill is where the bigger steps are in the shale rock, and that kicks up your front end. So you don't want to be all the way left. You kind of want to be in the middle, favoring the right, and you want to have a little momentum, not. So Dave is an excellent rider. I would say I'm a good rider. Now, the difference in weight between our machines, Dave's actually weighs 700 pounds. Mine weighs just over 800 pounds, maybe 830. Plus me on it's about 1,130 pounds. And Dave's machine total is about 815, 820 pounds, 300 pounds difference. So you can look at my front end raise and lower as I go up this hill. And that's the suspension unloading and loading as I go up the hill. And although our machines are 300 pounds different in weight, our tires are relatively the same. Same surface area on the tires. Maybe mine have a little more. So for my machine, certainly I have enough power to get up this hill, and I can spin the tires, but then also I have to deal with keeping that front end down. So my machine is at a mechanical disadvantage when I'm going, well, all machines are, When you're starting off on a hill, the machine is at a mechanical disadvantage because you're struggling. It needs to overcome gravity and traction and weight of carrying you up the hill. And you can see in this video that my front end, my tires are trying to grip, but my front end is lifting as I'm gradually teasing in the throttle to get up the hill without lifting the front end too much. Now, I'm not an expert, but this is an awkward situation, and it's the danger of climbing these hills is how fast, how much momentum do you have going up them? Too much is not good. And also throttle management and body positioning and picking your line on the hill. I think throttle management is very important. If you put in too much throttle, you can lift the front end on a powerful ATV and flip over backwards or lose your balance and fall off the machine. So there's a lot of things to think about when you're going up a hill. Okay, I'm worried I'm going to lose subscribers, but I got to show this one more time. In the beginning of this, I want you to look at the tire spin on Dave's machine, which is an entry-level 450 HO. What an outstanding machine, and a good job he does riding it. Look at how the suspension on this machine works as it goes up the hill and spinning its tires to get started. Now, this time I want you to look at my front rack on my machine, but mainly the instrument cluster, the excellent Can Am instrument cluster on this machine. And you'll notice, and I was surprised watching this in slow motion, that I'm carrying actually 10 miles per hour up this hill, which I would have thought they would have been fast, but I thought this was a little slow at the time. So if you look at this, the instrument cluster, I'm up to 12 miles an hour here, and I settle down to 10. Look at how my RPMs are steady in this section, and there's just a little fluctuation in my engine RPMs. And when the front end lifts, I lower the throttle, and when it settles, I give it the throttle gradually up to 4,000 maybe RPM this next time. When I'm above 4,000, it lifts. I gradually let off the throttle a couple hundred RPMs. So every time that front end lifts, I'm backing off the throttle 200, 250, 300 RPM to settle that front end. And I finish out at 9, 10 miles an hour at the top of this hill. Now I'm at the top, the coast is clear, and I'll take it up to 5,000 RPM. So I thought it was interesting. Watching this video, you can see how much the suspension's loading, unloading. Possibly the front wheels are coming off the ground. You can see my throttle management on the tachometer, how I'm carefully keeping the machine in its power band, and how I manage steering it, my body weight, throttle control, and to get up this hill. One important note, I'm in high gear, all-wheel drive, and that's how I go up the hill on this. I don't need to go to low gear. I wish Dave wouldn't have stopped before the hill. I know he was trying to wait for me. I wanted to get him a camera shot, but it's tough with my size and the weight of this machine to get the momentum going again. Oh my God, my heart's beating. Front end did not lift as high. But it was bobbling. So she went up the Black Diamond Hill, which is a tough hill, and she did very well. So that's good. That's a stress reliever. Well, I shouldn't say she did very well. The front tires were off the ground right at the worst spot. It's a steep incline, and it's rocks coming out the hill that jut up, and they bounce your front end, plus your slipping tires are losing traction on the rock shale, and it's very steep. So if you have too much speed going up that's not a good thing, because you're going to really bounce the front end. If you're too slow, I found out you tend to draw into the inside of the hill, and your tires will rub on the inside of the hill or your fender. So you really, I think the biggest part of this hobby being safe is, right, here's another steep hill, is throttle. Here's an example. Throttle, she's lifting, not lifting the wheels, but lifting the front end, gradually rolling into the throttle. Gradually rolling in. If you slam the throttle on these hills we ride, you're gonna wheelie this machine and flip over and possibly damage the machine, but more importantly, get hurt. So that was a prime example. That's a tight hairpin turn. You have to roll into the throttle. Riders, if you're going to Majestic Trails, and this is a great place to ride, and you're watching my videos, I caution you, the hills are much steeper than they appear on my videos. They're not impossible, but you need to be an experienced rider, and you need to use your head. Too much momentum on a hill, Engineer Dave, and I firmly believe, is dangerous. And someday I'll make a video just discussing that. So if this is the only video I do for today, always wear a helmet when riding motorsports. I'm out of breath. Actually out of breath. I don't think I'm too old for this. I'm having too much fun. Okay, always wear a helmet when you're riding motorsports. Flying Brian, don't make fun of me. You can make fun of me, Brian. I'm a big baby. What else do I want to say? Thank you for coming back to the channel. I hope you subscribe and watch my new adventures on this Can Am Outlander 1000R XTP. I hope to see you on the trail. Some people have been commenting they want to ride with me and Dave, and that's okay. It's just difficult to set up, and we finalize our rides very late because of my work and family schedule, so I don't have a lot of lead time. So I hope to see you on the trail, and we're trying to set a miles record for today. I'm going to shut this off to save battery. Thank you. God bless you.